Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Phineas and Ferb. In fact, the only thing I knew about Phineas and Ferb for the longest time was this image of the live tour that went around in 2008. Whoa, that's a costume. That's a nightmare fuelish costume. And so, I'm so sorry that I'm about to break your brain with the unhinged nightmare fuelish costumes of Phineas and Ferb, the best live tour ever. But you know what? I had to take this journey, and now so do you. Here's a basic understanding of what the show Phineas and Ferb is. A 2007 Disney Channel cartoon exploring a genius inventor kid and his dry-witted stepbrother who go on self-aware adventures underlined by a double Inception fantasy plot device of a spy platypus versus a mad scientist. The show has everything, guys. The two guys who created it, Dan Povenmire and some dude named Swampy, first met working on The Simpsons, and there they learned an important lesson from Matt Groening. Always have an iconic silhouette for all of your characters. It's what makes a show successful. And let me tell you something, boy, there are some silhouettes of characters in this show, which work in 2D, but when you start to make costumes of them, oh boy. So let's go. Let's all buy a ticket to this show. Only $10.
Kids' tickets are just $10.
The commercials for the show are like, tickets are only $10. I'm like, wow. I can't even remember the last time I spent $10 on a ticket for anything.
Just $10.
A car wash? Like a church spaghetti dinner? Inflation, man, it's out of control. The show starts with the two boys sitting under the tree like they always do, right? The backyard tree. And I love how instantly self-aware this live show becomes. Because instantly, the boys recognize that there's an audience there, and they try to approach it, but they are forbidden by the fourth wall, this invisible fourth wall. So of course, Phineas has a slide that breaks through the multiverse and allows them to break through the fourth wall and enter our dimension. And that's where the terror begins.
Kids' tickets are just $10.
You thought you were safe coming here and just seeing a big old cartoon screen. You're like, oh, phew, it's just a cartoon of Phineas. No, danger. So first, Phineas slides through, and the Dorito-headed boy wonder turns into this freakish cone boy. Oh no. The Phineas costume design is so completely unhinged, all right? In order to make this costume character speak, it's designed in a way that the performer can whip their head back and forth like kind of like the Barney Bite Bar, but worse. And it deforms this huge cone-faced mask into kind of like a flappy head thing, which allows it to articulate itself. It's terrifying. It's violent. That's the only way to describe the way that this character articulates, is with violent neck whippings. The physical therapy that performer probably needs for the rest of their life because they did one 8-month tour of this show. Phineas is a big triangle, and that works in 2D, right? With two floaty eyeballs. But when you try to make that 3D, yikes, rough. But you know where it does work? It's over with Ferb, because Ferb is just a giant cylinder. Ferb is essentially the Muppet Beaker, but with green hair instead of red hair. And what's also so great about Ferb is that he barely speaks, right? He has all those like really poetic, strong moments of like little bits of dialogue, but otherwise, he's a very static character, so he doesn't have any violent head thrashing in order to make him talk. These aren't the Phineas and Ferbs that they had in the parks. Oh no, those were actually like sane, regular costumes. Look, normal. Look, those are normal Phineas and Ferbies. I don't know, man, I don't know. I love the chaos that is Disney Live, man, it's the best. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an easy-to-use website filled with engaging classes to help improve your existing skill base or to go off and learn something entirely new. I'm always trying to make better videos, and with Skillshare, I'm exploring all kinds of creative writing classes to help bring out some of my past theme park experiences and use them in my videos. I just finished a creative writing class called Write the Real You, hosted by the incredible author Ashley C. Ford, that equipped me with some really amazing tools to help dive into my past and pull out some great stories and memories to integrate into my videos. It's crazy, but I took that creative writing class and I spent probably 20% of it crying because that's how emotionally impactful it was. Oh boy. Oh, old softy over here. The first 1,000 of my viewers to go and sign up using my code DisneyDan or the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Invest in yourself, empower your creativity, expand your growth. So after we meet the Nightmare Boys, they realize that they're in an audience full of children, terrified children. And they're like, oh, we gotta make it up to these kids for seeing us. We gotta put on the best live tour ever. This includes like an original Phineas and Ferb song. Everyone loves a Phineas and Ferb song. They're like, oh man, look at all those kids. They look like just like us in the audience kids. We're all kids together. Everyone is a kid here. No.
Danger!
The boys then begin to call their friends from Danville. And so Phineas opens up the horror tube once again for the 2D kids to be translated into 3D fleshy nightmares. Isabel rolls through the slide first, and right away we're hit with some strong imagery. All of these characters are different shapes. This one, Isabel in particular, is like a half circle. And so to solve for that, they leave the human performer chin in place and build up on the top of the performer's head with huge goggles and a massive helmet piece. This thing is obnoxious and terrifying looking. Next, we get Buford down the slide. He barely fits. This is a massive costume, unbelievably large costume, but I adore it, right? Buford gives me such Toy Story Sid energy. He's got cool red boots. He's got a big old, headpiece. As he's a costume, he matches Phineas and Ferb. He looks great next to the characters. The scale, everything looks really great when they're performing together. I really love the Buford design. And that lulls you into a little bit of security before they roll out the Candace, which is what? What? There's so much bizarre height. The only thing that's human on these costumes are like the lips and nose. A little bit like the Jack Skellington you see in the parks, right? That's like a big helmeted cowl that they put around the performer's face to make the face all look built up. But the thing is, well, I guess they're both as equally terrifying now that I think about it. But the thing is, well, here's the thing. These characters have pupils, and that really sets the tone, man. The big old eyes. Eyes shouldn't be that large when your chin is that small. Also, my problem with Candace is that when she's introduced, she does this little song and dance number, and the stage is filled with backup dancers that are not wearing the helmet eyes. And it makes it look even scarier when you see them compared side by side with a non-goggle-eyed human and then this monstrosity. Jeremy is supposed to be the most handsome, teen. He's like the teen heartthrob. Candace has a huge crush on him. How are you supposed to fall in love with a thing that looks like this, all right? How are you supposed to feel anything when you're staring down the barrel of those two bug eyes and that ridiculous wig? Woof. And then there's Bajit, and he's just... this poor kid. And also real important to mention that all of these performers are wearing skin turtlenecks, skin pants, skin arms, skin gloves. I can't decide which is what's better, the violent head thrashing of Phineas or the bug-eyed terror of the children of Danville. I don't know. Can you imagine being a parent in the audience and you're just like, yeah, my kid loves this show. My kid loves this cartoon. Sure, I'll buy $10 tickets, sure. And then you roll in there front row. Your kids are stoked, and then these things come down that slide. Then after we have this parade of nightmares, Phineas, of course, ponders out loud like he often does in the show. Hey, where's Perry? So we roll into a whole Perry segment. The intro number is so strange. It's just a bunch of college-age kids dressed like Dick Tracy, wielding these massive industrial-sized flashlights that they use to, I don't know, direct Air Force One. I've never seen a flashlight so large before. These things are so massive. Let's talk about this Perry costume, though. Perry looks so good. He looks so good. It is this like light kind of lycra spandex flexi material, because Perry does a lot of acrobatics in this show. The hat is a nice clean line. His eyes, the beak. And he's got like those like low knee pants. Like Justin Bieber wears. He like invented those pants. No, they're not hammer pants. Hammer pants, these are, maybe they're hammer pants, but they're tight hammer pants. They're Bieber tight pants. Tight hammer Christian pants.
By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's like 1,000 people sitting behind you watching us.
And he's met by Major Monogram, who's like, hey, Perry, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're in a live show. They roll out the whole Dr. Doofenshmirtz, evil plot, that he's got a ray that can control the minds of anyone or anything. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is now planning a Broadway musical, and he's going to use the ray gun to influence the audience, to love him. Whoa. Are you still following along? Are you still with me at home? There's a crazy scientist in a lair with a ray gun that's going to trick a bunch of people into loving his Broadway musical, and a secret agent platypus is the only one who can stop him. Sold. $10 a ticket, worth it. And then, of course, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. His costume's cool. Might be the coolest costume of the whole show, other than Perry. I mean, that's a really fun, detailed look. It's spooky, it's creepy, but it's menacing. Got like long finger gloves. I'm never here for that. Never, ever do I want skin finger gloves. But man, the mask, the headpiece of this costume is iconic. It's gorgeous. And his Broadway medley that he does, it's pretty good. Am I enjoying this? What's the easiest theme to throw into a children's live touring show that every kid can relate to? A beach party. That's right. If you want to make sure a kid knows that other kids are having fun, you show a beach party, man. Colorful, like leis and towels and stuff. Come on. Every kid loves the beach. Unless, they're pale and like they burn easy. Like me. The beach scene is fun. And the Nightmare Children are just like, man, I have so many Nightmare Children ideas. And Phineas and Ferb are like, that's great. Let's make an idea machine that mashes up our ideas for cool, fun ideas with our nightmare faces.
It'll be great.
But the machine breaks very quickly after they make it. Of course, right? Of course. And so they're all sitting there wondering what to do, and they look out the audience and notice everyone else is sitting down, so they're like, let's take a stretch break. And that's the intermission. Brilliant. I love a good Act 1 ender into an intermission. I love a good plot device that's fourth wall breaking. And this show's only like 40 minutes long. What is it doing having an intermission? Well, it needs to sell merch. Every live touring Disney show during the intermission always has some crowd work, and and it's like like they're warming everybody back up, and it's fine for the parents of the 8 kids they pick to dance. It's like watching the upper crust up there dancing with the Nightmare Children while the rest of us peasants sit in the cheap seats. What, eat the rich? Is that what it is? I don't know. This whole beginning of the second act is essentially a throwback medley celebration to all the great songs from Phineas and Ferb that you love, all right? Right off the bat, the idea machine, they're throwing all kinds of great ideas into it, like Marshmallow Truck. Look at all these marshmallow props. They're all adorable. I love them. They're the cutest little marshmallows. It doesn't make up for the nightmare faces the children have that are playing with the marshmallows, but the marshmallows are cute. Phineas has a miniature golf idea. Jeremy has a disco idea. That gets combined into a whole miniature golfing queen dance number, which then, of course, culminates to what everyone has been waiting for. The fashionista moment with Candace, where she invents cool pants that are then quickly ruined by squirrels. This is from like 2009, and the name of this song is called Simp. Squirrels in my pants. Guys, come on. Don't leave the comments. I'm not simping for Candace. She literally has squirrels in her pants. It's the name of the song. Who could possibly simp this? Look at this horror face. You know, remember that platypus evil genius thing that was going on? That's still happening. We cut to that whole thing. Matrix, Star Wars, platypus, evil genius. Hua, 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 you know, just in time for Phineas and Ferb to arrive to realize that the audience controlinator has the part they need to fix the handle of their idea matchup machine. Perfect! That's all we needed, was just a loose handle to fix the whole plot. But the boys have a great idea. They use the audience controlinator. They pointed at the sun and they convinced the sun with the controlinator to never go down, so that it's an endless summer day. As they are literally causing a world climate crisis, they break into a song called "The Summer Belongs to You." And it's a great song, right? It's a bop. And then, of course, the curtain call's got the song "Follow the Sun," which must be some strange dystopian, anthem. Here's my biggest problem with the show. Season 1, episode 5, they already do a bit about what the characters would look like if they break the fourth wall and enter the real world. And when they show the Candace, it's that Tiffster. I don't know, she was in a show, High School the Musical or whatever, but they showed the voice actors, they showed her. This is a plot inconsistency that is tearing me up inside. You can't show me that these characters look like normal humans and then give me this nightmare fuel to deal with. I don't think I'll ever sleep again. Here's a fun little bit of information, though, about these characters, about these costumes. The costume designer for this show went on to make Mario, Luigi, Peach, like all the Nintendo characters over in the Nintendo world. It's amazing. In fact, if you kind of look at the Doofenshmirtz mask and like how that character is really articulated and kind of brought to life and translated, you can definitely see it in like the Luigi and the Peach face sculpts. It's amazing, man. Let me know if you guys are big Phineas and Ferb fans, or what other nightmarish Disney live productions out there that you want me to watch and check out and review. Did you get to see this show live? Did you spend $10 to see Phineas and Ferb live in your local state arena? Let me know in the comments. Find me out there on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, all of the places, and Twitch, Submarine Canteen. Appreciate it, guys. Love hanging out with you. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, doing all the things that you guys do. Appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. And as always, you rock. I do like the whole bit where it's like the Goonettes are bringing kids up to like hit them with the ray, and like just like a stage hypnotist, it's all fake, we're all performing. So teach kids early. Those kids are all gonna grow up to be the most perfect hypnotist victims because they were instilled young that they can get praise from a large crowd by doing whatever they're told.